Well, hey there. Welcome back to the People Gardener podcast. I'm Rhonda Delaney, your host. We're going to chat about vision and goal setting today. What is the difference? Often you hear them talked about together. Sometimes there's even confusion that they're the same thing, but they're not. I'm going to give you just a definition of both, and we'll get some clarity there. And then we'll dig in a little bit to it. So, a vision, setting a vision, having a vision for your company, for a product, for your team, what it looks like, is putting forth a clear, compelling picture of the future that you want to create. Being able to really help people understand and feel and see by virtue of your word imagery what it looks like, where it is you want to go. I have a great friend, Paul Hari, down in Seattle, and he talks about belonging all the time. And one of the phrases that he uses is, what's your promised land? Where is it that you're wanting to go? What is it that you're striving for? That's the vision. That's where you want to get to. Maybe we could call it utopia, the best version, the ultimate picture of where it is that you want to take yourself, your team, and your company. Then we've got goal setting, which is the actionable objectives that align with your vision and that drive progress towards your vision. So you can think of that as the hat. We see now where we're going. We see where we want to get to. Now it's our job to figure out how we're going to get there. What are the incremental steps that we're going to take in order to get us to that goal? Vision. I am not what anyone would classify as a visionary. My strength absolutely is in the application, the attending to, the maximize, the doing. I'm very, very task oriented. So creating a vision, it's been, it's been a journey for me. I've been at this for 5 years now, coaching, just in a coaching setting rather than inside a corporation. And I have to say, probably in the last 6, 8 months or so, that I feel like it's coming together, this vision. Part of it was getting my app, the Be Interested app. It's available on the Google Play Store and also the App Store with Apple. The vision for that is to be a coach in your pocket, having content in there that can inspire, can help, can be a stepping stone for leaders to up their leadership skills. The vision is becoming clearer and clearer. My role is to serve you, is to give you information that will be helpful in progressing your vision for your own company, for your own team. Being quiet. I'm not talking about the noise that's going on around you, but just internally, being quiet for long enough. I've got a really short attention span. So it's a challenge, absolutely a challenge to sit long enough that the creativity can actually get started. It's not something that happens immediately. And if I break away too quickly, then I'm not giving the opportunity for the vision to get clear. And something that I talk about all the time with those that I coach and inside my program, Leaders Grow First, is clarity, understanding what it is that you're doing, why you're doing it, where you're doing it, how you're doing it. And that's all part of this vision for you, for your company. So, do you know where you're going? Do you know how you want your team to feel? Are you really clear on the growth of the company, where you want it to be? Are we talking 6 figures a year? Are we talking 7 figures a year? Are we talking about franchising? Are we talking about having dealers? I mean, there's just so many possibilities. But have you spent any time kind of dreaming and thinking of where you want it to go? Something that I have included in my weekly email. So if you're not on the list, get on it. You can get yourself signed up at my website, rhondadelaney.com. But I have created a workbook for the vision and goal setting that we're talking about today. But it's taking the time, sit down with pen and paper, or sit down with your phone and hit the voice record and just talk about where you want to see yourself and you want to see your business and see your team, and actively get working at documenting what you see, because your role is going to be taking what you see and then putting it into a presentation to your team so that they actually can embrace that vision too. And then they can get on board with doing the things that need to be done in their role to support that vision. Now, you absolutely are going to have to be walking the walk, because if you've created this vision and then you start doing and saying things that are counter to that, you're not going to get so much buy-in from your team. Well, they're going like, okay, so why am I going to do this to help this vision when you're doing that and it's not helping it at all? So you want to make sure you are in absolute alignment, both the words that you speak and how you comport yourself, what you do, the decisions you make, that they all support this ultimate vision for your company. I encourage people to start with the SMART goals, because I mean, they've been proven and used for years and years and years. And it's a very systematic, simple way of breaking things down and holding yourself accountable to really believing and understanding what your goal is. So the acronym for SMART is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So you can't just say, make a broad statement of a goal. Let's take a sales goal. We're going to be specific. So let's say you want to make a sale of $100,000 a week. Okay, so you've got the $100,000 and you've got the time bound. So the specific is the 100,000. The time bound is the week. Is it measurable? Yes, we understand that 100,000 is the measure. We'll know if we hit it or not. We're going to be able to identify along the week whether or not we're on track for that $100,000. Is it relevant? Okay, so why did you pick $100,000? Well, I picked $100,000 because I want to do $1.2 million of business over the next 12 weeks. Okay, well, 12 weeks, that means I have to average $100,000 a week in order to get there. So, okay, that's relevant to what I'm doing. And then we have the time bound. So you have to be specific. You need to be able to measure it. Can I measure it? Can I do that? So the achievable part of it is you may look back at your history and you say, okay, I get 30 leads a week. I know that I close X amount and I know that this is what I'm selling. So yes, absolutely, I can do that. You have to spend the time and get yourself through all of these steps. And in the workbook, that you can download, go ahead and send me an email, say, hey, I need the workbook for the vision and goal setting. It's Rhonda at rhondadelaney.com, and I will absolutely get it over to you. Every goal that you have, you want to itemize so that you know, okay, this is a solid goal. It makes sense because it's so easy to throw stuff out there that is beyond what's reasonable, achievable in this case. And then when you don't make it, you get frustrated. You start second guessing yourself. You want goals, yes, that you can reach, but you want goals that push you a little, stretch you a little, but you don't want it so far out of the realm of possibility that you throw in the towel. Because that doesn't do you any good at all. Setting a vision and setting goals, those are skills. And they're absolutely skills that each of us are capable of acquiring. And often it's more, how much do we want it? How much do we want to learn how to do these things? Well, if you have somewhere you want to get to, and you really want to get there, you are more motivated to figure it out, to figure out a way to get there. And the goal setting part is figuring out the way. You set the vision. Let's say it's $2 million of business, or let's say it's increasing your SEO on your website. Maybe it's more orders, not necessarily dollar amounts, but the number of orders, the number of people that are coming to your website and signing up for your newsletter. Whatever the metrics are, which are the measurables, you're more inclined to stick with those things if, in fact, every day, every week, every month, you can see the needle moving towards that. Perfect example. I've opened Leaders Grow First. And actually, today is the 15th of June. So it does close at midnight. But I've changed my messaging. I've changed how things have presented as far as the social media posts that I'm doing. And I have noticed a big uptick in the metrics of people clicking the links and going through. And that was a metric that had bothered me. And so it's like, oh, okay. So the tweaks that I made, I'm heading in the right direction. Do I have all the sales that I want? No. Now I'm going to decide what was it that caused the additional clicks to happen, and we'll get it figured out. That's all part of you as a business owner, figuring out this whole goal setting thing. You want to acquire the skill of setting the goals, of breaking it all down, of making sure things are measured. You want to set the vision so that you actually can speak this word picture that your team understands where they're going and they so badly want to get there that they will do what is necessary in order to get there. So don't confuse the two. They are two completely different skills, and really encourage you to get out and work on those skills because you can absolutely acquire them. Have a wonderful week. This is it for this week from me, and we'll talk to you next week.